Hi everybody, and welcome to week 1 of History 101 Summer Session 2019. I'm Professor Eagan, coming to you from the friendly confines of my office here at Thomas More University, and I wanted to welcome you guys to the course of this video, walk you a little bit through the syllabus, and make sure that you have an understanding of what are the most important requirements of this course and how to best succeed over these next 5 weeks. I hope that all of you are viewing this video and having in front of you or access to the syllabus and both of the textbooks. Okay, so the textbooks look like this. We have the picture of them on the main website. Your main text there and our sources text here. These are going to be important factors for your success over the next 5 weeks, and if you have any questions on those, let me know. The only thing that's a little bit, I don't want to say difficult, is in the process of recording the narrated PowerPoint lectures, the textbook switched up a version on me, and so sometimes the page numbers in the main textbook won't necessarily correspond all the time with the narrated PowerPoint, but it's not that big of a deal. They're only off by a couple pages, and the chapters all remain the same. Okay, so let's walk through a little bit of this syllabus. First, who am I? What am I all about? This is my moving into 7th full-time year as a professor in the history department here at Thomas More. I did my undergrad work here at Thomas More, and when I finished up master's and PhD work at UC, I was more than happy to have an opportunity to come back to my alma mater and work in the history department. Other things about me, I am married to the softball coach here at Thomas More University, and I am the assistant softball coach. So I'm always around on campus, out and about, and really, if you ever need to get a hold of me, during summertime hours, we're out and about a lot recruiting and doing those types of things in the summer, and also enjoying the nice weather. But the best way to get a hold of me is Canvas message or email right there on the front page of the syllabus. All right. What else do we need to know necessarily about the syllabus? There's a few things that we can walk through. Big thing that I want to make you guys have an understanding of is about student assessment and grading and those types of things. So if you want to, if it's on page 3 and we begin to talk about the learning modules and those types of things, this course is run via weekly learning modules. Okay, and so each week is set up in a sequential fashion that runs in a pattern that I would hope that you would follow. You don't necessarily have to go in the exact order that the week has you going in, but ideally, the end of the week always culminates in a test/quiz over your weekly understanding of that module. Okay. So ideally, I would like it if you took the quiz last in the sequential order of things that are due, but you don't have to do that. All right. Each week will be opened up on the Monday of that week. Okay. So you can kind of complete all the activities throughout the week as early as you want, as late as you want. But everything is due by Sunday night at the latest. So let's talk about some of the things that are due on a typical week. Okay, so during the week we usually will have 3 to 4 graded assignments. Okay, and that will be a forum post, a reaction to sources or a video or something that I've posted, and then a weekly test at the end of the week. It would be ideal, and I always mention this with the forum posts. The forum posts are a post and a reply to your classmate. Okay. Ideally, then I would like your original post to be turned in hopefully by Thursday night. during the week at the latest. Now, I understand life gets in the way, and it's summertime, there's all kinds of things going on. But you need to reply to a classmate by Sunday night at the latest, okay? Or the assignment is going to be late, and we'll talk about the late assignment policy here in a minute. But ideally, I would like everybody to try and post by Thursday night so that you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to reply to one of your classmates in the forum. Okay, make sure you're reading through the description and the requirements of the forum when you click on that in the module. Okay. Secondly, throughout the week, like I said, there's going to be a 30-point document submission, meaning that in DocX form, you can submit to the website your reaction to, like I said, either a sources within our source book, or in week 2, we're going to do a video reaction to a documentary on Egypt, something like that each and every week. Okay, so there's going to be a total of 6 forum posts and replies to classmates. Those are 25 points each. There's going to be a total of 5 30-point document reactions. All right, and there's going to be 5 weekly tests. Okay, so you're looking at a total of 550 points for the course. That's I believe on page 5. 550 total points for this course, and your grade is a percentage out of 550. Okay, extra credit. I don't give extra credit per se, like a normal extra credit, like hey, I'm struggling, can I do something extra? My extra credit comes in the form of the assignments and your activities throughout the week. So for example, if you're doing exemplary work on a post and you are really getting into it and replying to a bunch of different classmates and having a great, nice, detailed, specific post, I have no problem giving people 26, 27, 28, 29 out of 25 points. Okay, that's where my extra credit comes in, is if a student is doing exemplary work over and above the call of duty, then extra points can be added on to those assignments. But I'm not a person that sort of, at the very end says, here, you can do this for extra credit. Okay, so keep that in mind as you are making your posts, as you're turning in your documents, and as you're doing your tests and quizzes, that exemplary work over and above the call of duty, you can earn extra credit on those activities. As far as the late assignment policy, I want to make sure everybody understands that. The late assignment policy is at the bottom of page 3 of your syllabus. Actually, first, second, bottom of page 2 if you're looking at front and back. And this is a 5-week accelerated course. So what happens here is I can't, prolong the assessment process out too long because it's an accelerated course. So what happens is this. Basically, the assignment, so for example, this week, things are due on June the 9th, Sunday, June the 9th. Those assignments that are due on June the 9th will remain open for the next week, okay, until June the 16th. And people can work on them via the late policy, except you're not going to achieve maximum credit if it's turned in late, okay, unless there is a really extemporaneous excuse or something went terribly wrong, those types of things, and that can be talked about via email with me throughout the week. But however, after a week, so for instance, things that are due on June 9th, on June the 16th, those things will close out completely and you won't have a chance to work on them, okay? So, after a week of overdue, then those assignments are off the board as far as completion. So remember that. Remember to always turn something in, even if it's late. Turn something in and I will give credit for it, okay? Not maximum credit, but I will give credit for it. Don't take a 0. Don't take a 0 out of 25 or a 0 out of 30 or, 0 out of 50 on a test. Those things can be prevented just by doing and turning in and reading through the late assignment policy, okay? As far as, each week, they are kind of clearly outlined on the tentative course schedule right here. Due dates are all listed, when things are to be turned in, what's to be read, all that's going to be listed throughout the weekly module. So let's go over the first week here real quick. In your sources, within Chapter 1, I definitely would like you to read through, the first couple pages where it says earliest human societies. Kind of get yourself, a base on that, and then you can skip to source 1-5, okay, which is on page 8 of your source book. And I want you to sort of read through and look at that cave painting, because we're going to go over a bunch of cave paintings and things like that via Paleolithic and Neolithic societies in the first narrated PowerPoint within the module. When you get to chapter 2 of this week and going through Mesopotamia, you're going to be reading pages 10 through 19, all right, in chapter 2 of the sources, 10 through 19. And that's going to go over the Epic of Gilgamesh. We're going to talk in the first week about what epics are, how they work within societies, those types of things. You're going to be reading the Mesopotamian epic. An epic is simply something that a society writes about itself that says, this is who we are, this is what we're all about. So, for instance, an American epic would be something like, the Paul Bunyan story, or even in the modern times, Superman, where Americans, our epics and how we kind of view ourselves are those types of stories. For the Mesopotamians, it was this story called the Epic of Gilgamesh. I hope you enjoy it. It's a really interesting story about a guy who's on a quest for everlasting life. Sounds pretty familiar. The second document is document 2-2, and that's on the law code of Hammurabi. Everybody kind of remembers or should know a little bit about Hammurabi when you're coming in, and that is an eye for an eye. Everybody's favorite, Hammurabi code, an eye for an eye. But it's much deeper than that. This code is much deeper in terms of law, and I want you guys, when you're reading through that, to bring it into the future. Okay, this course really needs to be brought into the future. Okay, meaning that I want you to try and make connections from the ancient societies to the modern world. And if you can do that, I can guarantee that this course will be meaningful to you. So I want you to read through those laws and see if any of them are like, oh, that kind of sounds like something we do in the modern world. And you're going to be reading and talking about that within your document submission. Okay, so that's kind of a rundown of the first week. Your main textbook pages are outlined in the module. If you got any questions on those, don't hesitate to send a message to me and let me know. Okay, I'll be traveling a little bit this week in and out, but I'll always have access to emails and the internet. Okay. Any questions on this first week, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, due dates, like I said, are all listed, and the modules are going to run in a sequential pattern for the next 5 weeks. All right, so I'm really excited to meet all you guys. Remember, the first thing that's due this week by Sunday is an intro post. You're going to introduce yourself to the course. You're going to either write or even take a video and post it on the forum and reply to a classmate and say, this is who I am, this is what I'm all about, this is what I do for my life, for my living, and what I'm interested in, hobbies, those types of things. I can't wait to get to know everybody, and I hope that you get to know each other in this course and create a really positive and reaffirming online learning environment. All right, really looking forward to these 5 weeks coming up. And like I said, if you got any questions on the first week, don't hesitate to ask.